What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Week 7 Sunday morning stream. I'm your host, Ben Hosser. I'm joined by Sam today. Sam, give me the origin of Anthony butchering your name. Apparently, he butchers your name on golf pods all the time, which I don't know how that's possible, but tell
Yeah,
me that story while we let some people join in here.
sometimes it's always fun with him because he's such an idiot that he'll just mess stuff. It's like I was telling Travis that I wish we could have the outtakes recorded because sometimes he just will be like, and I'm joined by Sam, and then he just stops and then you have to restart it. Like he's so done. And then he'll say one time he said Sam, and then he said his own last name. I was like, what?
Wait, he said Sam Carson, just combined
Yeah,
it.
and he's like, "Oh wait, no, sorry, Anthony Carson, Sam Sherman." And then he's like, "All right, restart it." And I was like, "Oh my god!"
I think it might just be you. He might just get stage fright with you. He's
I
never
think
done
he
this with
does,
me,
dude.
but it did happen. It did happen a couple weeks ago. Cash process. He started talking, and then he's like, "Okay, just restart this." It was the first
Yeah,
time, and I was like, "What are you
no,
doing?"
dude.
But
He
then
just
it came to
adds
my
so much
attention.
stress. He adds so much stress to just every stream.
All right, thank you guys for tuning in. You guys can start dropping your questions. We will do our best to answer all of them. If we don't get to yours, just re-ask it, obviously, and we will eventually get to it. We can talk about the slate a little bit while we wait for some people to join up here. This is honestly, I think this is the most fun slate of the season thus far. There's a ton of good games. I think there's 6, 7, 50 plus over-unders. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored. I think there's a lot of good fantasy plays. And now we have the situation where all of this injury news came late in the week after, like, most people that aren't producing their own content, they read content, right? So they're reading their content Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday before all of this injury news came out. And people will be slow to adjust, especially the people that just make their lineups on Sunday morning and they're not grinding
Mm-hmm.
news anyways. So I think this is a really fun week, and I'm actually really excited for it. Like, some people were asking, are you going to play less volume this week? I'm probably going to play a little bit more volume just because I trust myself to make the right decisions because I put the work in. Now, that could burn me because there's so much value, so many ways to go. Like, that could burn me, but I trust the research I've done. I think this is a really fun week, so I'm actually really excited for this slate. What about you?
Yeah, I mean it's stressful. I mean it was annoying on was that Wednesday or was it Thursday or whatever when I literally just finished updating all of our stuff and then the Bucks game gets moved and I was like, oh my god, that was so annoying. But yeah, I don't know. I agree with you. I'm playing a little more as well. I mean, I think people will what generally happens with the injury news, which is what I do as well. It's like people just overthink it to the nth degree, and it's I think we'll get a million questions and we'll answer a bunch of times, but it's I think a lot of people will just jam in the two cheap running backs in Gio and Jamal, and yeah, maybe that's gets you everywhere else, but that then hinders your other running backs. And so I think things like that help the slate to kind of be there's so much concentrated ownership that it's a great week to be contrarian because you just know that if you can probably play the top 7 owned guys, but there's really no merit to that unless maybe cash. So I think it's an interesting week and definitely a week in GPPs to absolutely play at least 1 to 3 guys that are going to be not owned because there's going to be so much concentration on the same plays.
Yeah, I think I have two. I might build a couple more tournament lineups after we get off here, but I do think it's a good tournament week. Obviously, the news we're waiting for here is like the confirmation that Aaron Jones is out. It's looking like he pretty much isn't going to play, but it hasn't been officially stated yet. So we are
Yeah.
looking for. We do need that piece of news that he is not going to play.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Ben, should we just answer our thoughts now on the Geo Jamal, or I mean, I guess we'll answer it a couple times. I mean, I don't know what your take is. I mean, I kind of do, but for me, it's Jamal Williams for sure. Just because, not that I think in the same spot. I mean, he's a little bit cheaper, and I just think he'll be definitely consistently involved in the passing game. Whereas, yeah, Geo catches passes, but I mean, I don't know. I just think Jamal, they seem to trust him enough when Aaron Jones is in the game. And I know AJ Dillon's a thing, but like when Aaron Jones is out of the game, I think they're gonna probably I would assume use him at least. I want to say like in a 65-35 split at minimum, maybe a 70-30 or more. So Gio, I know that we were talking last night, and like he gets literally no one touches the ball in the backfield besides like Gio and then Joe Mixon who's out. But I don't know, the Browns defense, at least run, like there's the front seven is still pretty solid. So I think for me, Jamal Williams, I actually think has more upside with a similar floor to Gio. Like I don't know. I mean, how often or what do you think the odds are of Gio actually scoring a touchdown? I mean, I wouldn't say it's that high.
Yeah, so we were talking about this late in Discord last night, like just a bunch of people in there talking. I think that I think if you're picking one of them, you probably have to pick Jamal. It's a better game, higher team total, as much pass catching upside. Like Jamal Williams is really good out of the backfield as a pass catcher.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Dillon, so Gio is safer from a touch perspective, I think, because like you said, there is no one that's really going to get any touches other than him. AJ Dillon is a thing. So if I play Jamal Williams, I'm not going to tilt when I see AJ Dillon on the field. If I'm watching Red Zone or if I see the game, because it is going to happen. But AJ Dillon, I know he does. I don't think he has a catch this year. I don't even know if he has a target. If that game shoots out like we think it's going to, it sets up well for Jamal Williams, and he's so cheap. I don't think it matters. Plus, you have to bake in that the matchup is better for Jamal Williams.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like I get the like volume is always the most important thing, especially running backs, and I get it, like opportunities. But I mean, the Houston run D is like so bad. I mean, their entire defense is bad, but like their run D is horrific. Like I'm pretty sure they're like bottom 5 DVOA, and I mean, this is definitely a narrative, but I mean, the Packers just got waxed. Like, I think they're going to come out, and I think this probably goes over the total. And I don't know. I just like Jamal Williams to be involved so much in this game. And I think I would maybe say, I guess, that Gio has more touchdown upside, but I think that like Jamal Williams' floor has got to be like 5 or 6 catches alone, right?
Yeah, I think he'll get maybe a little bit low. I think 3 to
Maybe
4 catches is
3 to
for
4.
sure.
Yeah. Maybe 5 to 7 targets, maybe 3 to 4 catches. And that's just, I mean, especially on DK with full PPR. I mean, yeah.
So I think that as of now, if for people watching this that are, because I know people are going to ask, Jamal or Gio. So I think we're both in agreement. If you're picking one, it's Jamal, at least for cash games. Tournaments, you can do, whatever you want.
Yeah.
But I think that the popular route on DraftKings as of now in cash games, I think most people are going to play Gio and Jamal together with Alvin Kamara. I think that's going to be a very popular build in cash games for
me, I mean, Ben,
flex.
You're a better cash player than I am. It's like I personally would never do that, at least with the other running backs in the slate.
Yeah, so I think you talked about people overthinking. I think this could be an example of that. I think they're both really good plays when you think about point per dollar, but you can make the case that Alvin Kamara is a good point per dollar play under 8K, and I think Kareem Hunt is a good point per dollar play as well. So I actually still maintain. Again, we all saw the Kamara chalk bust a couple weeks ago. I literally think at his price, Kamara is still the absolute best point per dollar play on the entire slate, at least on DraftKings, because with Michael Thomas. By the way, Michael Thomas is like going to get traded at this point, right? Yeah. So
anyway,
you weren't. Yeah. I got a story about Drew Brees. Like, I'm not going to tell it, but I heard a story about Drew Brees, and then I also heard another story that. I think this whole Michael Thomas thing is definitely.
It's a little sketchy, dude.
It's his beef with Drew Brees, and
he's fighting people. I mean, it's like, oh, God.
Yeah, he could definitely get traded.
I digress, but I mean, without Sanders, whatever, Jared Cook is there, but Jared Cook is the worst. I mean, that's the other. I mean, I guess I'll just answer before someone asks. I mean, Ben, what's your take on Traquan? Like, I don't know. I
think he's a good play. I don't have.
He's a fine play, and he's cheap. My only thing is like, I guess I will say he is like volume, as I said before, is very important. But like the Panthers' corners are actually not that bad. like comparatively. Like they're not great, but like they're run D in my opinion. I mean, they just let Todd Gurley run all over them. Like I'm just saying, like he does. So like I don't know. I think I prefer Kamara and someone like cheaper. Like I would definitely prefer other cheaper receivers over Traquan, and I probably won't play Traquan in tournaments because I think he goes overowned comparatively to his ceiling.
Yeah, I like Traquan more as a cash game play than I do tournaments
Yeah.
on
Oh.
DraftKings. Like if I was playing tournaments, I like Gabriel Davis more for tournaments than him for a couple
Mm-hmm.
hundred less. I
Mm-hmm.
like that mid 4K range. Like if you can get up to Christian Kirk under 5K, I like Cooks a lot. I prefer
Yeah.
those guys in tournaments, trying to get to them uh, for GPPs. But
Ben, do you see the questions, or do you want me to read them off?
yeah, I cannot see the questions other than I know
Perfect.
people ask Jamal or Geo if you're picking one.
Um, we got one up there from Ryan. What's up, Perriman or Gabriel Davis 3 max entry? You kind of just answered that. I'll always choose Gabriel. I mean, it's the Jets. I can't.
Yeah, so I have my one of my main GPPs on FanDuel is Josh Allen, double stacked with Diggs and Gabriel Davis. I did not run it back. I think you can run it
No.
back if you want to, but
The only guy
I
that's
don't
ever
know.
worth running it back with in the Jets is Crowder, and he's about to be out. Like
Yeah,
I
like
get they have to throw the ball to someone, but
yeah,
just because,
I mean, if I
yeah,
was gonna pick someone, I might pick Barrios just because I think there's a better
yep,
chance that he's in the slot. So you could use him if you want to get really weird. But I think just having Allen with Diggs and Gabriel Davis is probably weird enough that you don't need to overthink
is
that.
is Trey White out or is he playing?
He's playing, I believe, from what I've seen.
Well, that definitely that makes it even clearer that I don't want anyone. I'm not sure. Kevin's asking Kyle or Keenan Allen, Hunter Henry, or Adams Njoku. I'm not sure if it's cash GBP. I guess ones are both. I'll just let him know my main GPP lineup is going to be Herbert, Allen, and Henry. So obviously I favor that. In cash, I would actually probably go Adams, Njoku. I mean, Adams might see 100 targets in the first
Yeah,
half.
I think Adams Njoku's probably better for cash games.
Yeah, I just think I think it's an interesting thing. I kind of outlined it in my article. It's like I feel like Keenan's going to be popular, Hunter Henry's going to be popular, but then like people aren't playing Herbert. I don't know. I don't get that because like Jags D might be the worst in the league. But
So if I was playing Keenan and Henry in the same lineup, I would play Herbert with them,
yeah,
like
yeah,
100%.
definitely. And I just feel like people aren't like thinking to play Herbert, honestly. And I get it. There's a lot like there's great quarterbacks around him, and he is expensive for being like a new QB. But I don't know. Ben, I guess I mean the next question. What's your favorite game stack?
I'm gonna stick with. I mean, the Houston Green Bay game is the best.
Yep.
But my favorite is the Detroit Atlanta game. I kind of had that
Yep.
take earlier. I'm gonna stick with it. I think you can use Ryan and some of his guys and run it back with Galladay. I think you can use Stafford, Galladay, run it back with some Atlanta guys, and then I really like Swift. I liked Swift before this report came out that he was going to see an expanded role,
I
but
just suck at.
he's just like he's such a good pivot off of like Geo and
Mm-hmm.
Jamal because no, people are going up or they're going all the way down. They're not going to sit in that mid tier. So
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a good play.
Um. Okay, Stafford Jones running back with Gurley and Ridley. Um. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I was in a full game stack, I mean, Ben was just kind of talking about it. I mean, if I was first of all, I would not even if it's chalk, I would not play Stafford without Galladay. I mean, it's just such a good matchup.
Yeah.
So that's me. I mean, I never really it works out. I say this a lot. It can work out, or I don't think it does normally, but I don't normally play like 5 guys in the same game. It's just really hard to get value in like a ceiling game from 5 different players. It happens, but like especially, I mean, I actually think Gurley in his own right is an interesting pivot. I think he's dust. They clearly want to give him the ball in the red zone, and Detroit has no run D. But if I was stacking Stafford, I would probably run it back with just one of Ridley or Julio or both, but probably not with Gurley. That
Yeah,
makes
I agree
sense.
with that. I would prefer Gurley as like a one off, I think, in a different
Yeah.
lineup.
All right. Gio Williams, Swift and Cash, Kamara Hunt. Yeah, I mean, I'm not playing Swift and Cash. I think he's a great.
No
I mean,
reason to do that.
Yeah, I mean his ceiling is really good, and I've been on free Swift all year, but like there's still a scenario, and Matt Patricia's still an idiot. So like you could always just like have Geo or have Swift like run the first two drives, and he's like, all right, let's get Adrian Peterson there for some dust, and it's like okay, like I wouldn't even be surprised. Ben Fells, Gurley, or Hunt Croft. That's an interesting one actually. It's actually
So
a
if
tough one.
I think I prefer Njoku to Croft. If we're speaking on DraftKings,
Yep.
Njoku's 100 cheaper. FanDuel, him and Croft are the same price. So I like Njoku more, and
Yeah.
I would probably just do that. I do like Fells a lot, though. I may play Fells in cash. I have not fully
I know
decided
I'm
yet.
trying to consider if I can get up to him, but the problem is like it's hard to do that when it's like he's 41. There's other guys that have I don't know,
Yeah,
but Deshaun has been throwing on the ball.
yeah. And Green Bay. Okay, so Jones officially is out. Thank God. We don't have to deal with that. Imagine if he was in like the panic. It would be
See, I
hilarious.
kind of wanted him to be declared active so he would be owned and
Yeah,
actually
or just it would just push
probably
people.
owned by me.
It would push
Honestly,
people off Jamal if he was active for sure. But
I agree,
all right,
and
so we
I
got
probably
that
would
news.
play.
Are we waiting on anything
Um.
else? I think that's all the big news really that I can think of.
Uh. Yeah. I mean, at this point, I'm just waiting for the Michael Thomas trade news.
Okay, wait. So real quick before we get back to these questions, real quick rapid fire. If they traded him, where would he go? My pick, I think Baltimore.
Interesting. So I had not considered Baltimore. I get it, but because they're kind of market. I mean, I could see Baltimore. I could also see. Well, the thing is though, so like, how much? I mean, how many teams do you think can just straight up not afford him?
Yeah,
Because
there's
that's an
a yeah. I mean that's definitely a
because like I think
possibility.
like a team like I'm just randomly speaking, like, but say like a team like the 49ers, right? Like they have Kittle and everything, but like he's kind of like there. I guess they have Brandon Ayuk now, but like I just saw yesterday, they have like almost no cap left or something like that. So like I mean, obviously he's coming to the Patriots, but like I
Dude,
guess.
yeah,
Dude, how tilted would everyone be from the come to the Patriots?
Bales and I
Oh
were
my
talking about Bales and I were
god.
talking we were talking about Juju going to the Patriots like in the offseason, like a couple days ago. So
No, my
it's good.
god. Ben, start to Ed. Whoops, just went away. Edwards, Gurley, McKinnon, Jackson. Boy, that's a brutal lineup there. You should probably get some better running backs. But I would probably start. Dude, I will say I think this week I think Clyde is playable this week.
Yeah, if you
I
have
just
to start
don't
two of
think
those, it's probably CH
close.
and
You're
what?
gonna say Gurley.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Gurley for sure.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
I am.
I hate Gurley. I know Karma loves Henry and Phillips talking about Hawkinson. Yeah, dude, I love Hawkinson. I write him up in my article most weeks because I'm a fish, but he still gets like 5 targets a game. He's not targeted enough, probably, but he gets the end zone targets, and he kind of is someone who's not going to be like a Kittle or Kelsey or Waller, where he's going to be peppered with like 12 targets in a game. But I think he has a lot of touchdown upside, and especially I think he has multiple touchdown upside. That sounds like stupid and kind of just assuming, but like the Lions score in the red zone a decent amount, and he definitely is someone I think Stafford does look to a lot. It's like him, and it's basically him or Galladay, the only people that Stafford's looking to in the end zone. So I like Hawkinson a lot, and I think he'll be popular. But I also think with everyone wanting to jam in as many running backs and wide receivers this week, with Hawkinson being like 5K on DraftKings, I forget what he is on FanDuel. I actually think he comes in a little under owned than people might think, just
Yeah,
because there's so many.
he'll be low owned for sure, I think.
Yeah. Um, let's see. DK Metcalf or Galladay for DK Cash. I mean, both.
Yeah, where's like the gif of like why not both? But
Yeah, I mean,
if
like, just spoiler alert, I'm playing
if you
both.
had to pick one,
It's Galladay,
oh,
actually, I think.
that's tough, man. It's
Dude, I
tough.
mean, I don't know.
It's
Matchup,
yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean, I
suck me
told you
out,
this
but
morning, dude. Kenny Galladay is just my guy this week. Like I'm making my bed with him, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. So if I had to pick
dude,
one of them, I'm picking him.
Then I think he went for over 100 yards last week and like
He
didn't even
did, and it was like he. Yeah,
ball.
I know. It's remarkable, dude. If that is a shootout, he is going to explode.
I just don't. Yeah, there's just like it's such a. Yeah, again, like if obviously it's not like nothing in football is ever like a walk, but like if the Lions put up points, it's really hard to imagine Galladay not being heavily involved in those points. Best wide receiver under 5,600. I don't know if you're talking about FanDuel or DraftKings. DraftKings under 56. Cooks. I like Cooks. Ben stole it from. I like Cooks. All right, I'll just say it on the stream so I get trolled. It was in my article. I've been telling a bunch of people. I think my favorite, like 2% owned wide receiver player of the entire week is Keelan Cole.
Okay, I can get behind that one.
So it's only because Keelan Cole has kind of quietly been absolutely peppered with targets, and he plays in the slot. I'm not saying he's better than Chark. Chark is obviously better than him, but the Chargers have a strong defense even with their injuries, but they kind of get roasted in the slot. I think they're the second or third worst team giving up PPR points compared to the NFL average in the slot. And I just think, the Jags suck. They're going to get hopefully destroyed by this offense, and they're going to be throwing. I think Keelan Cole should draw the lesser coverage, and I think he's an interesting pivot, and no one will own him. And my only other guy goes Deontay Johnson because he's way too cheap.
I like Kirk a lot as well.
I missed. That's obvious. Yeah, that's a good one too. Especially because I think Hopkins, or Ben, you told me you think Hopkins is going to be fine, but I still think if he's limited whatsoever, Kirk becomes just a slam.
Yeah, and Seattle struggled with deep balls, which is obviously Kirk's game. So.
Yep. Why no Zeke love today? Ben, do you want to answer that? I've been talking.
Yeah, this is like the classic, quote unquote, tough matchup. Hasn't looked good the last couple weeks.
He goes for 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, people don't want to play him. You're not playing him over Kamara, but in tournaments, you could try to work him in there as like your second running back for low ownership. Like he has upside. He can catch passes. My only problem is just that line. Zeke is a guy that needs a good offensive line, right? Like he's not going to go out at least at this point in his career and create something from nothing. And that line is just so banged up that
he's not
negatively affects. Yeah, he's no Myles Gaskin.
No, I agree. Ben, I think I will say Zeke is probably one of like 5 people in like DFS NFL that like there's never really any merit to like fade him because like he's a bad play. I just think this week, like you said, there's just people that are better plays than him, but he has like always have like him, Kamara, Michael Thomas, like Patrick Holmes, like they always will have such an enormous ceiling that like I'll never be like, oh, if you're making 20, like yeah, Zeke, I would not play any of them because he is.
Yeah, if I was making 20, I'd throw him on a couple for sure.
I would too. He's not going to be owned. Okay, Henry, Davis, Clyde, good pivots. Alt, welcome. Yeah, I don't think anyone will own Mike Davis as much as he should. Probably, I don't know if I'm going to get there, but the matchup is tougher, but the volume is there. Clyde, I said I would still play, and no one is going to touch that game. Oh my God, no one's going to touch that game at all. And Derrick Henry, I'm not even going to talk. I hate Derrick Henry, so. Plus,
so I think a good question
is why is Derrick Henry still in the league?
Well, if you're looking for that real pivot, it would be Derrick Henry versus Zeke. Zeke gives you pass catching upside, more so than Henry. But the Titans also have a banged up line, but the Steelers are down Devin Bush.
Yep.
So it's interesting. I would lean Zeke though. I think if I'm picking one of them.
Rojo, love Rojo. The Raiders give up the second most points on average to running backs, and yeah, it's funny. Rojo is automatic. I normally make about 5 lineups a week. One of mine definitely has Rojo and Bucks D. The Bucks D is still good. I don't know why this game is just because as late, like no one is going to play anyone from this game for some reason.
Yeah, I talked about that with Bales yesterday. People are just acting like that game's not even on the slate.
Have you seen like I'm pretty sure the total is like one of the higher. Like it's not like pretty sure it's like a top 6 highest point total games in the slate.
Yeah. Can I
Funny.
interest you in some Josh
I'm not going to
Jacobs?
prioritize what
Could I interest you in some Josh Jacobs?
you absolutely cannot. I don't see a scenario in which like Josh Jacobs, dude. Is it me? I mean, Josh Jacobs is clearly a good talent, but I feel like ever since that week 1 domination, he's like not really done that much.
Yeah, they
Granted,
just don't want to throw him the ball. I don't get it, dude. He can catch the ball. Just throw him the ball. I don't know why. Like, what is so hard about it?
the first week, like they threw him the ball and it worked so well, and then Gruden's like, all right,
Yeah. We don't want to do that.
All right, sorry, I'm rambling too much. I'm getting behind on questions. Let's do Beasley or Kirk, Ben, FanDuel Cash.
Oh, Kirk.
I mean,
Not even close.
my heart.
I know we love this is a Cole Beasley live stream, right?
Yes.
Like we are the people to come to when you talk about Cole Beasley, but you're picking Kirk for sure.
By the way, Trey White is officially active, and I will say this seems insignificant, but Curtis Samuel is active. I think that actually like slightly hurts Mike Davis, but like not enough to be like fade. But I will say that's noteworthy.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a downgrade.
And I will say this, per Levitan, for what it's worth, Browns listing Harrison Bryant as a starter ahead of David Njoku, but they will still run 2 tight end sets. But I think that's interesting.
Yeah, so I mean they like Bryant a lot.
4 red zone targets this year. Njoku only has 1.
Yeah, Njoku. I think Njoku scored on his 1 red zone target though. It was against Baltimore.
I know he did. It was so annoying.
Yeah,
Outside Hooper. Weather concerns for Washington or Denver? I mean, yeah, Denver is supposed to be snow. I mean, I wasn't really targeting that game before the weather. I didn't even learn about that bad weather until I just talked to my brother the other day. He said it was snowing, but like I don't know. I wouldn't say. I don't think there's really any much concern in Washington. But
it's just cold and wet in Washington. But,
yeah, I mean,
whatever.
The thing is, like, it's McLaurin. I think is one of the best values in the entire slate. He's going to be chalky, and I think it's deserving. Kelsey is playable. It doesn't really matter. I mean, Kelsey's always safe, but like at least talking cash, I don't think there's really any reason to pay up for him this week.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he'll be kind of popular though. I think people will try.
Yeah,
to get him.
He always gets more ownership than I am projected for. Like every single time. Like I could project like 11 to 12, and he's like 19. Like it just happens. I don't know why. And this is a good one. This is one I struggle with like every week. DK or Lockett in cash.
Hashtag always DK.
Yeah, his upside is insane. I will say I do like the matchup for Lockett, like maybe slightly more in that slot play, but like DK, I mean the dude catches like 4 balls, like 180 yards and like a touchdown.
Last year we liked DK Metcalf because he scored touchdowns and he had like a ceiling, right? He's had like if you take the last like 5 games of last year and add it into this season, he has a floor as well. And he is going to take Patrick Peterson for a walk. He's going to just take him for a walk tonight. Yeah. It's going to be
embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Njoku versus Croft. I think we both agree Njoku. Anthony's on the stream. Anthony, you are the worst.
Hey, ask Anthony. Anthony, you got that hat on again?
Anthony, respond in the chat if you have the hat on.
Yeah, I need to know.
Can you Swift in a Stafford Galladay stack? Yeah, I probably won't.
I do. I think I have him. I think I have him in mind. I think it's doable.
Oh, well, maybe I should do that then. Oh, this guy responded. Thomas of the Ravens is not a reach. They'll probably trade Thomas for like a 5th round pick. Yeah, right. There's no way. If he got traded for, that's like something Bill Belichick would.
No, what did Hopkins get? Like a second?
Right, dude, that's a bad example.
Okay,
Bill
okay. What did Diggs get? Diggs got a.
Can someone in the chat put what Diggs' deal was?
I'm pretty sure they got a first.
I think they did, but someone put in the chat.
So if Diggs got a first, then Michael Thomas is netting you a first. So
that's fair.
The Browns give up a first for Odell, so 100%.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, he'll take a first.
Is Gio a must in cash? No, not for me. I prefer Jamal.
No, I don't think he's a must, but if you want to play, like if you like your lineup with him in it, like just play it. Yeah. I don't have any problems with it.
Jamal Lockett or Traquan Carson. Yikes.
First one cash, second one tournaments.
Yeah. I agree with that. Okay, that's a good question. I actually was gonna bring this up earlier and I forgot. What do you think about playing Tanya at tight end? I think that's I think that'd be a great play, to be honest. No one's gonna own him after like he went ballistic 2 weeks ago. They did nothing last week. He's still kind of the guy, and yeah, I think he's a fine. I would only play him probably in a stack. I wouldn't play him as a one-off. Brian or Joku, we just talked about that. I think both are fine. If you need the savings, I don't have a problem with Bryant instead of Njoku.
If Bryant being listed as the starter causes some sort of shift to where people will be playing him instead of Njoku, just play Njoku. Like, it's Njoku either way, but like, if that lowers Njoku's ownership, that is hilarious.
Yeah, that would be a little absurd. If Jones doesn't play yet, he's out. Dylan or Fournette? God.
Wow. Dylan.
Yeah, man.
Okay, speaking of like those cheaper running backs, if you were playing a lot of lineups, could I talk you into some Le'Veon Bell?
If I was playing like 20, yeah. But
like I actually think that's kind of like if you're talking about pivots off of the cheap guys, that could be a little interesting.
How much is Bell?
I think he's 44 on DraftKings, 100 lower than Gio.
Wow, that's hilarious. I didn't know he was 44. I thought he was like at least in the mid fives.
No, yeah, I think he's 44, if my memory serves me correct.
Are we sure though that Bell is not dust? Like, have we confirmed that?
Yeah, it's like we don't know if he's dust, and we also don't know if it was just Adam Gase. It's like if he was on any other team, we would have a clearer picture of it.
All right, here's a good pick two. Pick two of these, Ben. Boyd, DJ Moore, Chark, Deebo Samuel, Chase Claypool. For me, it's Boyd 100%.
Yeah,
and
I like Boyd today a lot, honestly. It's a good call.
I love Boyd. I would probably say Boyd and Chark, but also
Chark is going to pop at some point, man. The man saw 14 targets last week.
I know. I'm on team Claypool regression. I probably will be wrong, but he's kind of outperforming a lot.
He's such a beast, though, man.
No, he's a freak. He's really good. I'm just saying, like, his production, it's kind of hard to keep that up. And what two out of Traquan, Tim Patrick, Juju, and then tight end Tanya or Fant?
Wow. I mean,
I'd probably go Tanyan, and I would probably go Traquan and Juju. I actually think Juju's gonna have a good game.
Yeah, I mean, if you have Juju, you just gotta take it for what it is, man. You gotta take what he gives you.
Yeah, like he's still. I don't know. Like, the fact that people think he's like not. I mean, he's still really good. F1 in cash, yeah, that's totally fine.
Yeah, on DraftKings, yes. FanDuel
maybe.
No,
not.
I don't think I'd play him on FanDuel. DraftKings for sure.
Well, ask why Galladay over Diggs and no John Brown, because Galladay's cheaper, but B, I mean the matchup. I mean, so the Jets are obviously terrible, but like I don't really see a scenario where Josh Allen needs to drop back 40 times and like be hammering Diggs. I mean, Diggs obviously can easily have a really good game, but like I expect the Lions to get scored on a lot and have to keep up, and I expect them to score. And Galladay is just such a massive part, whereas like Diggs could easily just have like a really strong first half, like 70 yards and a touchdown, and then it's kind of like, okay, well now we're up by 21 points. Do we really need to be throwing the ball all game? And I don't know. I just don't really.
I mean, I love both of them this week. I can't. If you want to play Diggs, I can't say don't play Diggs, right?
No, I'm not going to talk anyone off.
Yeah,
Diggs.
It's just I'm. This is the Kenny Galladay game, I think, and I'm riding it out.
Kyler Murray or Watson cash? I think both are pretty good. I actually prefer Watson.
Yeah, I prefer Watson. Kyler's going to be a high round.
I agree, and I'm getting savings. Carson and Ronald Jones safe in cash. I wouldn't play Rojo in cash only because with stupid Fournette back, he might just start taking some of those touches.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't play Carson either. I think it's.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
Carson.
I think you're playing Kamara, Hunt,
and then
like the two cheap guys. Like that's the pool. Like you're picking 2 or 3 of those 4, I think.
God, I wish Miles Gas went on the slate. Defense. Defense, I think basically in cash, it's either Browns or Washington. I think it's pretty clear cut.
Yeah, I like
Super
Chiefs in
good.
tournaments. We'll spend up in the snow. I like that.
In tournaments, I like Bucks because, like I said,
I like Bucks too. It's a good one.
Playing. Yeah, I mean, I don't care if their line now is playing; they still are a bad line. DK, GPP, Fuller, Cooks. I mean,
Cooks.
It's Fuller, but
it's Cooks.
I mean, if salary's no factor, you'd still go Cooks over Fuller. Wow,
I think so.
That's a great. I mean, do you think Jair Alexander, is he going to be on Fuller or what? Can he keep up with Fuller?
Well, he's going to be on Fuller the most, but look at what Cooks has done, right? Fuller's been going ham, and Cooks has also been going ham. So if you're going to
I like Cooks. I'm just saying Fuller's upside.
Yeah.
Significantly higher than Cooks.
So Cooks is Kevin King's out, so Cooks can be out Josh Jackson. Josh Jackson ran a 4.5, 4.40, and Cooks is really fast.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, Alexander's been really good this year. I think he's probably a top 3 corner in the league. I'm wondering, does he? Number one, I don't think he shadows Fuller, does he? I don't.
No,
think so.
they'll move Fuller in the slot a little bit,
Yeah, and I think that's where he just eat. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. It's similar to when someone tries to shadow or cover Tyreek Hill. He's just way faster, so it's kind of I don't know. Interesting intel from the man in Washington. It's been raining all morning. Feels to me gross. I don't know. I still like Terry.
Yeah, Terry's still fine. Sure.
Okay. DK Cash, Metcalf, and Hawk over McLaurin, Kelsey. Yeah. But I probably wouldn't play Hawkinson.
Yeah, I would try and move Hawkinson down to someone else. What's Hawkinson's price exactly? I can't remember.
5,000.
Yeah, go down to Henry and try and get. Yeah. Maybe move your defense up or something.
Cooks versus F1 in cash. So overall, I think F1 is better, but if I'm playing Watson, which I probably am, I'll definitely play Cooks.
Yeah, McLaurin's better. It just depends if you need the money or not.
Yeah. What's up, Frank? Thoughts on McKinnon? Yeah. I mean, no one will own him because that game kind of blows in terms of points. Yeah. But it's so weird, dude. Shanahan's impossible. With Monster out, I don't know. He's gonna run McKinnon. I think Jeff Wilson's playing, and then they have
Hasty.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I don't play enough teams to get to him. I don't think.
No, I just don't think he's worth it. Galladay Fells or Diggs and Njoku. Galladay Fells. Is AJ Green in play? No, he's done.
I think he's in play, but from what I've seen, most people debate T. Higgins and AJ Green, but no one's talking about Tyler Boyd. Although I will say I saw that Kevin Johnson's back and he's playing slot corner for the Browns today, and he's actually graded out really well as a slot corner. It's not going to be. The
Browns have been smoking the slot all year.
Yeah, well, it's been Tavier Thomas in the slot, so now it's Kevin Johnson's back. So that does downgrade Boyd's matchup a little bit. But if I was playing AJ, I would rather play Higgins than AJ Green if I have the money.
Oh, yeah. Would you rather get to DK from Lockett and go from Washington Jets defense? No. I'd play Lockett. Yeah. Lockett, I'd say Lockett and DK.
Lockett's going to be chalk on DraftKings, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think Lockett and DK probably have a similar floor. And DK is a higher ceiling. But for cash,
DK's can be lower owned, on DraftKings. FanDuel DK will be chalk, but DraftKings Lockett is going to be higher owned for sure.
Wow, dude. Anyone over Juju? I don't know. That seems egregious. You're saying you play
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's such a weird situation. I don't know.
Dude,
Ben locks onto one guy. I think it's it could be a situation where Juju clearly benefited from Antonio Brown being there, right? But that doesn't mean that Juju's bad. Ben just locks onto a guy and peppers him, and that's what he's been doing with Claypool. That's just the only problem.
Yeah. Dude, Grafano, I didn't ignore your Dan Arnold call, but I feel didn't Darrell Daniels catch balls last week?
If I was playing,
I have absolutely. I this year have more than one time rostered a Dan Arnold. and it has not worked out. He
If
caught like
if
one
I'm
catch,
playing,
like
dude,
blocks someone.
if you're playing a tight end for that game, you would play Olsen, who is also cheap.
And also dust.
Yeah, but Arizona stinks against tight ends, so I would just play Olsen, and I have more confidence in Seattle's passing attack than I do the Cardinals' passing attack.
Yeah. Ben, you mentioned this one. We talked about this early in the week. Would you play Burrow and Cash still?
Yeah, I considered it up until last night. I don't think you need to, but if you want to on DraftKings, you can make an absolute dream team with him at 5,500. So I have no issues doing that if you want to.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's see, Traquan Waller or Robbie Anderson Cook.
First one.
Yeah. Keenan's fine in cash. I probably not going to go there just because like there's other guys in cash I like, but I think Keenan's in a weak play.
The 6 to 7K tier, like you go from Diggs down, or like you have Metcalf and Diggs down to like Cooks is just loaded, man. I mean, I can't tell any pretty much none of those guys in that tier are bad plays.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, wide receiver 4,400. I mean, it's Deontay Johnson 42 for me. He's way too cheap.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with him.
I mean,
I think I like Gabriel Davis more though. I'm not gonna lie.
I like Gabriel Davis too. I mean, you want to get real weird with it. Tournaments, you could play some Andy Isabella. I probably won't. I mean, MVS. I still like MVS a lot. He's not going to be owned for some
MVS
reason.
is a good play, man. I think that's a really good play in tournaments.
And I can't believe you've not mentioned a single time Hunter Renfrow.
Dude, I'm telling you, people are acting like that game's just not even on the slate, man. It's like
he's bad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's just weird to me.
Ben, someone wants to know your thoughts on Bryant being named the starter over Njoku.
Yeah, I think they're both going to be on the field a lot. But if I'm playing one, I'm still playing Njoku if I'm picking one.
Let's see here. Mike Williams, yeah, he's fine as part of a stack. No one's gonna own him. He has super high upside. Yeah. OBJ, interesting. Yeah, OBJ is always a good play, probably, but I mean, is Baker still hurt, right? Like, I mean, I feel like they keep limiting how many times they want to throw.
Yeah, he practiced more this week than he did last week, but
I don't know, dude. He just doesn't.
So William Jackson being out, I think affects. I think it helps the Browns passing game. I don't have any problems playing Odell in tournaments. This is just yet another guy, but on a normal week, I think that would get more traction than this week just because there's so many wide receiver plays.
Yeah. Oh, good. It's Jake trying to talk me to Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones becoming a thing. No, he's becoming a thing. I mean, you want Marvin Jones when not a single soul has mentioned him.
Dude, I think we just got to come to the conclusion that he's just done.
There's so much. There's coach speak. I mean, oh my god, I don't
he's just done. I said it on the Game Theory podcast when Quintez Cephas, who is probably slower than me, was outproducing Marvin Jones. We should have just known that he was done then, dude. He's just done, man. I don't know. It just happens. It happens to these receivers sometimes. When they hit the edge, they just fall right off.
Julio Njoku or Allen Fells? I would go Allen Fells, actually. You'll probably go Julio Njoku.
For tournaments, Julio Njoku. For cash, second one for sure.
Thoughts on Carson? Yeah, I love Chris Carson in this spot.
Carson's a great leverage play, man.
I really thought he was going to end up way lower owned because everyone just wants to play Russ. Unfortunately, he's going to get ownership, but he's such dude. He actually has the third most targets in the team besides obviously Lockett and DK. He's involved. Bucks defense. Yeah, I love the Bucks defense. I actually think they're the best play on the slate if you take out Price.
Yeah, no problems with them.
You okay with double Packer, Adams, Williams, and Cash? Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. I think it'll be pretty popular, honestly.
Would you rather stack Burrow with T Boyd to spend up a little at tight end, or go with Cooks and a cheaper tight end? Oh no, dude, I'm going. One of my stacks absolutely is Burrow, T, Higgins, and Boyd.
Sure.
Dude, Burrow's such a stud.
That gives you leverage off Geo, so I think that's a good play.
Yeah. All right, Grafano. He's just Hardo is trying to play. Grafano, I know you play those high stakes. QB and stack is going overlooked. So I would say, like, not saying I'm going to be on them personally, but I think like no one is going to play any sort of Steelers or Titans stack, which the Titans want to get. But I maintain I don't think people are going to play like a Chargers full stack. I think
I think
Keenan as a one-off.
I think Herbert is the one that's going overlooked, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm just saying like you could not case if I was playing like 10 plus to have like Ben Roethlisberger with like, I don't know, if people think Juju sucks, that's fine. You can just go like Deontay Johnson and Claypool and run it back with like AJ Brown. But I'm
Run
not
it
sure
back with Henry.
No. So, dude, I maintain like last week, like 9 minutes left in the game, he was not even having that good of a game. And then of course, like
and it would have been even more tilting because he got pushed out at like the 1, at the end. That would have been even worse, dude.
Oh, so that's just poor tackling. Carson or Lockett and flex.
Carson.
Probably Carson, but it kind of depends on your lineup.
Yeah, it depends.
Jamal for me over Gio, and I think Ben as well.
Yep.
Kamara, Williams, running back 1 and 2. Who's your running back 3? I mean, I wouldn't say Williams is like my running back 2.
It's Kareem, man.
Yeah, I agree. And I wonder, I mean, I still think he goes high on, but I wonder if Hunt's ownership is lowered at all because of the Gio Williams thing. I hope it is, but I don't know if it actually will be.
Yeah, I don't think it will be either.
I think he's probably still 25 or 30%.
Yeah.
Herbert okay in cash. Yeah, I mean he's fine. I just think if I'm in cash when I want kind of a safer floor, I'd probably go elsewhere for quarterback. But I originally started this week playing Herbert in cash. Not anymore. Final thoughts on again, I've said this a couple of times. I mean, I don't really never play 4 guys from the same team. It just seems like a lot.
Yeah,
if I was going Lions, like I'd pick like Staff Galladay Hawk or Staff Galladay Swift or Stafford Dusty ass Marvin Hawk. Like I wouldn't play 4. Jake, I'd say Mahomes is going overlooked in general, but I also think like the game environment is not that great. But like Mahomes always has the ability to drop 30 points like pretty easily.
Yeah.
Is it crazy to have 0% Geo? Nope, I have 0% Geo.
I don't think it's crazy.
No. I mean, dude, people have to like remember it's like the spot is like obviously a good one and the volume is there, but like to say there's like 6 points is completely not out of the realm of possibility. Like at all.
Yep. All right, it is 12. Thank you guys for all the questions today, all the activity. We really appreciate it. I am going to go type my core plays on the website if you are a subscriber. If you aren't, there's still time. Join up. Got an hour. $15 gets you access to all my core plays, Sam's, Matt's, Anthony's, Bale's. Gets you into the Discord. So if you guys have any further questions, you can tag me in Discord. I will answer them. Sam, do you have any last words?
Yeah, Keelan Cole's breaking Slate.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. And like I said, anything else, tag me in Discord, and we'll see you guys next week. Good luck.